Why is Sergey still?
Welcome along, everybody, to this 100% race distance. We'll be here with you shortly. Well, welcome along, guys. We're just moments away from the start of this one. Chris Brown's here. Welcome along, friend. We've got a full grid, 20 drivers. Some of them have never raced together before. Some of them have. Thrustmax is trying to get another pole position today after he did the one in Melbourne. We're expecting just as exciting race as we had last time around, so don't go anywhere. We'll be with you shortly with a one-shot qualifying and straight into the action in just a moment, and I will have Aussie and Zen Razo with me in the commentary box, so it's going to be full of action. We're going to bring you everything, all the strategy, all the conclusions from Bahrain in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us.
So I just need the chat link.
Alright, hello guys and welcome. Let's get this lobby started up. I've got Aussie and Zen with me. Welcome along to today's race, guys.
G'day, Josh.
How are you, Josh?
Happy Easter to you and everyone out there.
Yes,
Yep, to all
yes
our viewers.
indeedy. Hope everyone's been having a good Easter Sunday, probably stuck inside.
Yeah.
Now we will
Making
get
the most of it.
Now we'll.
What else are you going to do on a Sunday rather than watch a good F1 race?
That's right. Now I don't know if anyone's got. Hopefully we can get these guys to start up. If anyone can send a message out, we'll get this one started. But before that happens, guys, I will show you a lap around Bahrain, as it were. But welcome to this one. My name's Josh Gain. This is Demo 1 NFN01 doing the 100% race distance Grand Prix at the Bahrain circuit. And we're very excited to bring this one to you today. Here's a lap of Bahrain, as it were. So, very high speed track. As you run up towards the first turn, everybody on lap 1's going to have to pick their braking zones very carefully, because it gets quite a bit deep and it's easy to run wide, as the example's done there. And then a quick left-hander again, and it's a high speed. There's plenty of DRS zones and activation points for everybody to overtake today, so expect that to be on the cards today. Braking again late as possible, probably just off the 100-meter board there, and then you come into this technical section where we can sometimes see cars exiting out of the last corner and getting some overtakes done into the downhill, braking a little bit earlier, and again just struggling with the weight of the car underneath you, climbing back up the hill and then into turn 10, which a lot of mistakes. I expect to see a lot there today. It's a tricky one to get right. You've got to cut the inside curb and then try and make it as straight as possible. The exit as well, you'll suffer if you go out wide. But then another DRS zone, again, overtakes into the braking zone, into the left-hander here, and a little bit of a banking for everybody to keep the high speed up. And from here on, it's pretty much a flat-out affair into the right-hander again. This is the slowest part in Sector 3. Michelle Paul Cox, welcome along. And then from here, it's just a power of, it's all up to you, the driver, and the engine underneath. And then into the last turn, get on that apex nice and neatly, and then the run towards the start-finish line. It's one-shot qualifying today, so that's what they've got on their hands. And let's see who can get on top as we get this one started. I don't know if there's any favourites. Here's a quick map overview. There's all the sectors lined out for you on track. And it's a 5.4 kilometre circuit. Like I said, plenty of DRS zones and overtaking opportunities, and all 15 corners for them to navigate. But it's a fast track, and expect a lot of swapping and throwing as things get feisty in the Grand Prix.
Sorry, Josh. Have you got the stream for me in Discord? Because the link just takes me to the other stream, and it's very like, there it is.
Cameron Thistleway, thank you very much. We're just waiting. It's one shot, so everybody loading in, and then that's it. They get one go at it. Thrustmax, I think, is probably the favourite early on. We don't really know much of these guys. I don't know if anyone's got any favourites.
Well, judging by Bambi's speed the other night in the F2s, I'm going to have to say he's probably got to be up there as one of the favourites if he can handle the F1s as good as he did the F2s the other night.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Just looking at the what I know of the talent pool out there, you know, him, maybe Epic, maybe Crazy, Fly Swatter for a bit of a dark horse, I guess you could put a bit on that. But you can't rule out Sergi. I reckon Sergi's pretty quick.
He was pretty good, and also Thrustmax. He showed some good pace in Australian Grand Prix we did a few weeks ago.
Yeah, well, he's my favourite to get the pole position. I don't know if he will or not, but we'll find out. Anyway, let's get this one started.
Yeah,
all the players loading in. We've got an international audience and an international field. And this is Azatak as we watch him. He is one of the normal F1 guys, so we're going to expect him to do well. But different league, different group of players. As into the first turn, Azatak's gone very wide. That's going to lose him everything. As I'm stuck down the bottom end of the list. As we're watching Banana Hammock, Azatak and Andrew HRT down the bottom. They've had some issues, but it's Strauss who is up there with Thrustmax and Captain Studwood. Looks like those top three right now are the favourites. Bambi's going to get himself in there too.
It's been very tight for this middle section now. It doesn't look much in it as positions are changing constantly.
Oh, it's a lot, but oh, look at that Bambi. He was second, and then through that little complex, dropped a fourth as Thrust and Captain just jumped ahead. But you can see again into turn 10, into that DRS zone. You got a good entry, good exit. This might help Bambi. Thrustmax is just there. There's absolutely nothing in it between them. But I think Strauss, he's the early favourite. Look at the Mercedes. He's maintained that lead now for almost 2 whole sectors.
Yeah, it does look when I'm switching between them. He's got about a car length ahead of Thrustmax, so I can tell.
It's a very interesting format, one shot. We do it in the F2s, and it gives... You've got one shot, that's it. You make a mistake, there's no 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes for you to go around and have another try, so you got to be on the ball. I think Strauss 01 might get this. He does, with a 1:27.9, a very, very quick time around the Bahrain circuit. A 1:28 from Thrust, another 1:28, very close as we get all the way down to about the top 10. There's not much in it at all, and then the back 10 as well. Very within a second amongst them all, but well done to Strauss, and he's quick in that Mercedes.
Definitely, but just looking there, you know, Sergio didn't have a good run. He's in, looks like 18th or 19th spot. He must have had a moment. He's registered a time, so he didn't get pinged. Another one worth mentioning, Fly Swatter 2, doing a 29.8. Probably didn't get the best run that he probably wanted either. So a couple of guys there not really extracting the most out of this one shot.
No, not. He didn't get to do that, unfortunately, but that's the way things go. They've got a full race now ahead of them.
Importantly, let's look at the tyres here. You know, Bambi on the medium, Cole Paradox on the medium, and then Swatter and Jesty as well on the medium. So that could play into their hands later on in the race.
Definitely will. Tony has asked what platform. This one's on PS4 on the console, but we are trying to get a PC group together as well. So if you are a PC player and want to get some F1 action, we need you guys to join up. So make sure you're on the Discord. Links underneath Facebook, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. The links are all below the video in the description. Otherwise, someone can invite you from the chat. But welcome along, guys, and I can't wait.
This is very interesting, guys. Let's see how this all unfolds. It's not very often you get to see a race with full strategy and, you know, tactics in play with the whole 100% race distance.
It's not often you get to see any races with strategy in 2020.
Exactly right, too.
I don't know why the consensus with all the big boys has been to go the shorter races. I understand the sprint format can be exciting, but strategy is still part of motorsport. So that's what we're trying to bring to you today by bringing you the full race, because we do get those interesting strategy calls. We had it in Melbourne. The safety car came out. It changed the last 10 laps, and it gave us a different winner at the end of the day. So we're probably going to see. I'm expecting to see that again. Alrighty. Broadcast. There it is. There's the map on your right-hand side, and what do we call this? The formation lap underway.
It is all happening, guys. This is going to be very interesting. That's a good grid we've got there. It's a bit mixed up, so I'm excited to see how this is going to play out.
Keep an eye on Crazy Kiwi, starting on the softer tyre next to Bambi on the second row. He could probably get a jump on Bambi here if he gets his timing right on the start, being on the softer tyre. But it'll be interesting to see how Bambi goes. Can he hold that spot? Maybe not necessarily challenge those top two guys into the braking zone on the medium tyre. But if he can consolidate in that top 5 initially, then he'll become a serious threat later in the race.
It will be. Thank you, Antonio. It says we're fun to watch. We've had a few people out there reach out and said they've enjoyed what we've put together, so that's awesome. The more you guys show up, the more events we can put on. So I'm very happy to do it, and I'm very keen to see. Oh, Kiwi, what's he doing? He's on a bit of a field excursion on the formation lap. Now, as far as I'm aware in F1, the things you do to your tyres in the formation lap counts for the start of the race. So
yeah, it does. It does. It definitely does. And now,
Well, what's he doing?
I'm hoping he hasn't dropped and the AI hasn't taken over, though it doesn't look like. We've got some more spinners out of the back there on the floor. See, the true is you will gain a little bit of tyre temp, brake temp and all that as you line up, but the longer you stay on the grid, like the front runners have already coming around now, there's obviously a handful of guys that had collisions or whatever. It doesn't count the collisions on the formation, but it resets you back to the grid. So their tyres are going to be colder. That's how it is.
now I hope they're not experiencing too much lag, because it looks a little bit jaggy on my screen. So
Generally, with the formation lap, it's a bit hard to tell. So let's see what happens. We might get ready to red flag if it's really bad.
if we have to, guys, we will. But let's see what happens here. We've got the field lined up. We got the lights and ready and waiting. For some reason, I'm controlling a car. That was all weird. Strauss P1. He's on the front row. And we're waiting now for the lights. Here we go. It's up and racing. And the Grand Prix begins. All 20 cars now up towards the first turn. It is Strauss from Thrustmax from Bambi. Captain Studwood, he's gotten ahead of Kiwi in that Ferrari. And that's not looking good. Schnell's a little bit on the outside. And inside is Epic Game Every Day. Cole Paradox stuck in behind in that Mercedes. But the top 10 then from Ming and Swatter. But it was a good start. Everybody getting through the first turn, which I like to see. And these drivers have never raced each other before.
Yeah, that was very good. Kiwi losing out there, dropping down to 6th place, dude, which I thought he might get a better run than he did. Still a little bit of touching and going, but no one's actually come off too bad. Oh, they're getting very loose there. There goes the Toro Rosso.
Who's that?
It was Captain Studwood. That's Iceman on Discord, and he's come off on the inside. We've seen Hawks do that in the regular season, and I think Azatak, he got swamped as well by one of the Alfa Romeos. That was Banana Hammock as they got into the first turn 10, side by side with the Ferrari there of AB Saints, who now gives chase to the Williams driver down to 15th and 16th. It's there's a lot going on for these guys, but wow, I'm just so surprised just how clean it was from a whole bunch of guys that usually don't race together. This is Jetsy and Sergey, the Russian, up against Jetsy, and let's see what he can do. He's in his well, he must be driving for Kvyat there in the Toro Rosso, now AlphaTauri. One of his favourite teams, giving chase. Coming into the final turn now. It's been a really good first lap from everybody. Everybody's gotten into the swing of the Grand Prix distance. This is Kiwi and Ming, two guys that do race together on a frequent basis. They're side by side and dragging. In front of them, Cole Paradox is the same thing. There's a overtake for 2 positions. Coming into the first turn. And Schnell, he's just gotten ahead of Cole. Ooh. Epic squeeze through as well. He's losing 2 spots down the order. And Crazy Kiwi, he just got ahead of... out wide. That's Cole Paradox gone. That could bring out the safety car. And he's... I don't know how he got out there. Traction control off or something on the power too soon. And he's ended up on the inside barrier. Virtual safety car.
Virtual safety car. It did look like he did get a bit of curb, but... also looked like he might have got a little bit of a helping hand there. I'm not hard to tell from the view that we saw, and without having the privilege of replay, it's very hard to tell. But he definitely copped a bit of curve, and it spun him onto the inside, and hard enough hit to break the front wheel off. Definitely did.
Now we're under virtual safety car at the moment. Let's have a look at the tyre situation. The top 6 on the soft tyre, not surprising, with the mediums fulfilling 7th, 8th, and 9th. And there's a hard tyre, Lukey D. And so is Andrew HRT. So some different strategy out there, but it's unfortunate. Cole Paradox, his teammates leading this race, and we're now down to a lone Mercedes.
Yeah, prior to even that incident, somewhere when we were checking out that race, Toro Rosso, or should we call it AlphaTauri spinning, Bambi has also come unstuck somewhere. He's dropped down to the 15th spot now, and
I was just guessing that too.
Yeah, so that's really going to hurt his strategy call now. So I guess the next we look at it, as we return to racing now, Swatter, the leading medium tyre runner, and let's see if these three guys here with Sergey also making a good charge through the field. Let's see what they can do on this alternate strategy.
Yeah, Jetsy just tagged off there and into the pit lane, so I think he's getting some repairs done. We'll have a look. New tyres as well. He's parked there. There must be a penalty to serve because he was stuck there a long time. So unfortunately, we've lost Dutch. I don't know. He's got a DNF next to his name. I don't know if he got called out on the restart, but that's unfortunate. 2 have gone already. We're on lap 3.
Check out Schnell. He's creating a bottleneck, a bit of a trolley train happening here. He's got both end plates missing. He didn't pit last time, so it looks like he's trying to, eke this one out, but he is forming a massive convoy behind him now.
That's going to hurt him big time around here, especially through the middle sector and then the back last third sector as well.
DRS activated now, so they surely, if they don't get him down here, as Kiwi's making a move on Epic, and he does.
Oh, he even got Schnell at the same turn.
And but he outbroke himself.
Epic said no to that, tried to get back in line, got back immediately into the power, tried to get around the outside of Kiwi, but Kiwi, he had the track position and the traction to beat him. And just in behind, Ming and Swatter now, they're going head-to-head in a little bit of a battle for 6th place, but this train, now headed by Crazy Kiwi in the Ferrari, Schnell's dropped to 5th, so he might start slowing down Ming and Swatter now, and the likes of Sergey, Vazatak and Manana might be able to catch up.
Ming's got damage.
Trust Max.
Here we go. Schnell's getting away down the straight there. Ming with the DRS didn't really do much, and Swatter, I don't know if he even used his DRS then, because he did make no impact or dent on the lead that the car had. Oh, Warrior Wasp, he's gone very deep into the first turn. He was way offline.
He's got a broken front wing.
And that'll be why. So he's lost 2 spots out of it. Cars will come flying past him. Look at that, end plate's missing there. Wow, so not a great start there for Warrior Wasp. On the soft tyre too, so he's got a choice to make now.
Just so all you guys know out there, we've got full damage on, so yes, there is consequences for when these guys make mistakes. I mean, it's a 100% race, so you do need to use your brain a little bit too, rather than it's not a sprint race, so it is going to test them out.
Definitely
will. Yeah, well, yeah, like, I don't know if you guys have seen other events, but yeah, like Oz was saying, we need them to pay the penalty for silly mistakes here and there, or give them a sense of risk for going for a gap that might be a little bit on the edge. When it works out, but when it doesn't, it looks spectacular at the same time, and then they've paid the price. So yes, there will be prices to pay, but that's up to the drivers to weigh up the advantage, yes or no, yay or nay, with an opportunity that is presented before them. Bambi now in a little bit of a sandwich. The Haas-Lukey D, he almost...
Ming, big moment on the straight. Huge moment. Good Lord, he's on his roof.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, dude.
There's a safety car racing out to collect the field. What happened to Ming?
Well,
he's on the inside of turn 1.
No, they're coming down the main straight, following Schnell, and Schnell has that major damage, still hasn't pitted on his front wing. Ming, who has also got a bit of end plate damage, got a good run on him, went to make the move, touched the grass, cut across the front and into the wall. It was monumental, to say the least.
Damn, I just came at the replay button where you could just go back.
I'm going to just remind me to hit the record.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that was monumental, and it was just unfortunate. Ming was desperate trying to get around Schnell. Schnell is obviously losing pace out there, hand over fist. And
I don't understand why he's not pitting. I mean, he's got damage on both sides of that. That must be understeering like a wheelbarrow around here.
Well, all I can say is a more experienced driver would come to the same conclusion.
Because it's such a long way to go. He's losing so much time. Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, Bots are saying Ming's Rick Kelly'd it, so to speak.
Oh, pretty much did.
That's a V8 reference for our international viewers. V8 supercar reference. Strauss has come in. He's taken the this chance under safety car to do something about it. And looks like the yellow stripe tyre.
Wow, that's a really early stop. It didn't look like he had any damage there, so...
Stick Death 1980, thank you for following on Twitch there. Good to have you along as a new fan. It does look a little bit laggy, guys, but we're having no complaints from the drivers, so they must be doing all right. Hopefully it settles down. It has settled down a little bit from the start.
Unfortunately, it's just the current state of the world too, guys, with all the internets being used, with all the lockdowns and isolations, and it is Sunday afternoon here in Australia, so unfortunately, there's not much we can do with the internet right now.
But to be fair, I think what I'm seeing on my screen, the game itself isn't too bad. It could be just a little bit in the stream itself on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or wherever you're watching it from. It could be from that end, with like you were saying, with all the traffic.
Yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of net coding going on, but it's settled down, and I mean, we're trying to accommodate an international driver group of drivers, which is very difficult, especially in like we said, the current state with the internet being so overloaded. But it's sort of holding up all right at the moment.
Well, in regards to how many international drivers we have, it's doing extremely well, I would say, at this moment in time anyway.
Yeah, so hopefully cross our fingers we don't break it by talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, we do have representation here in this race from Lebanon, from Holland, we've got Croatia.
Yeah, we've got quite a
Russia.
few. Yeah. Russia, yeah. I think we've also got England represented as well.
So we've got a truly international field here.
Yeah, I think 2 US drivers as well.
We've got a couple of New Zealand guys.
Now, I don't know if the safety car go on this lap, but I think because the field will get picked up at least the next lap around, so there should be only one more lap with this safety car.
So now this is going to be interesting. Now we've still got Fly Swatter, Sergey, and now Strauss, he's pitted in that thing, so he obviously saw a window that he could fall in, and really, that wasn't a bad call by Strauss.
It wasn't, was it? He's
very interesting, yes.
He's dropped to 6. He's on some new mediums, while the soft runners ahead of him, they're not going to have much longer left once this goes green on those soft tyres. So, yeah, I'm keen to see. He might have the strategic mind, old Strauss. So, I'm keen to see how that one works out for him.
Technically, he can sit in behind Swatter and Sergey and wait for the top 3 to just fall off in their pits and then make his move. He'll have the 5-lap younger tyres. He'll be able to attack those 2 in front of him quite easily at that point, I see.
I mean, he definitely won't be going to the end on those mediums, so he'll
have to pit again.
Yeah,
2-stop. He's definitely given away his 2-stop plan.
The question now, I guess, remains, will he try and stretch the medium to go back on the soft, or will he double stint a medium?
Yeah.
Now, Kiwi's up there in second place in the Ferrari. He's a part of the F1 league, so he's at least representing the veterans well. Epic as well, Swatter in the Williams, who's been coming from strength to strength in our F1 league. And Sergey, he's one of the rising stars in F2, so let's see what he can do here tonight in 5th place. Almost had a bit of a contact there with Swatter. That's the only thing that's going to happen is sometimes the game might think you're on the left-hand side, but the car's actually on the right, and they pop in front of you. So hopefully they don't get caught out with a little bit of lag. But anyway.
That's where these guys need to be smart, especially under these yellow flag conditions. Just stay well clear of the car in front until we're back up and racing. But
and there it is. Safety car's in this lap. So Thrustmax will take charge of this field in behind, and looks like he's slowing down just a little bit. He's not ready to go just yet, keeping everybody on their toes. I don't know why Studwood's falling down the order, so is Attack. They might be giving back the positions. Coming into the final corner now, and the lights are out on that safety car, waiting for it to enter the pit lane.
Out of these top 6 drivers, who's going to be the one that's fall asleep?
Here we go. Thrustmax. He's got it back up to speed. He's put the pedal to the metal with conviction. It's going to be a green flag. Kiwi was all over it. Epic game. He might have gotten there as well. Swatter. And I think Kiwi's going to go for a move around the outside. Thrust had to go back and defend the inside line there. So he is under a bit of attack from from Crazy Kiwi. Down the back order, I think Lukey D in the Haas. No, he recovered. Andrew HRT's good. Has attack now up beside Real, who is, he's got Bambi right next to him in the Renault. He's backed out a little bit. Yellow in Sector 1. Oh, that's Sergey Visit. He's gone around.
Sergey gone around with damage.
Oh, he's just got recovered. Yeah, and you can see his carbon sitting on that track.
And Fly Swatter as well.
Oh, we've lost Strauss and Dutch. I don't know if the connection is dropping them there. But we've lost Strauss. I don't know what... Did anyone see what happened to Strauss?
Yeah, he got caught with Fly Swatter there, and I don't know how it happened. I just saw the aftermath. So Fly Swatter's got damage to his end plate, and Strauss has ripped off his front wheel, it seems.
Yeah, he was up on the inside just after 3. This is Lukey D and Schnell right now. And,
yeah, Sergey was in there as well. I don't know how it was Sergey in between those two drivers, so I don't know how those two got caught up with each other. Sergey's definitely nursing some end plate damage, it looks, on his inside, so they could have tripped over each other, the three of them.
They might have. Schnell's on the charge here. He's put it to He's put it to Lukey D rather in the Haas. He got up the inside, got the power down, and Lukey on those hards. There was no contest with the soft tyre for Schnell there. He's coming back at him though down the front straight. He's going to be on the outside line for turn 1. Can he outbrake him? Obviously not. Can he pressurise Schnell into making a mistake? They bump over the apex of the first turn, and in behind them is HRT, Real and Bambi. The trio with them are still battling it out, but you can see these Alfa Romeos now. They've got to either work together or I don't know. Schnell did get ahead. He is looking like the faster Alfa out there. So Banana now, he might be holding up Lukey, but yeah, there's a lot of different situations, different strategies being played out there at the moment. Schnell's on a charge though.
Yeah, we missed Schnell pitting in to replace his front wing because it's not damaged anymore, so he obviously must have come in and changed it.
Well, yeah, he did pit under the safety car, but I'm surprised he went back on the soft tyre. That surprised me a little bit. It obviously explains his pace at the moment. He's managed to really, claw his way back through the field. Obviously, we had 3 cars that went by the wayside there, but nevertheless, he's made it work. But how far he's going to get on those is anyone's guess. He might be leaning towards a hard tyre for the last stint. Nevertheless, the top 3 have pretty much bolted.
They have.
And none of them have damage that I can tell. Epic is losing a bit of ground with the top 2 now. In that last lap especially, maybe Epic had a moment. DRS is now enabled, so let's see what Thrustmaster... I call him Thrustmaster. He's still my Thrustmaster. Thrustmax, our Lebanese representative driver from Lebanon today. Let's see what he can do with Crazy Kiwi. He's right up the diffuser now.
He's definitely giving Kiwi something to think about here. The gap they've got on Epic, about 2.7 seconds, so not a BP gap that you would see, but it's still a nice little buffer for them to work with. Epic's got a goal though to try catch them, but yeah, Thrustmax, he's making Kiwi work for that lead of this race right now. We're on lap 10, and they're on 9-lap-old soft tyres at the moment, so we're just waiting to see when they decide to pit next. The pit window for them will be opening pretty shortly. And Lukey D, well, he's right on Banana Hammock. I don't think Hammock's got the same pace that his teammate Schnell does at this current point, because he is holding up both Lukey D and Bambi in that Renault. And it's not going to be long before they do get around him, I don't think.
Yeah, it's pretty tight in that midfield. I think Andrew is holding up on those hard tyres now. He's got a soft tyre car behind him in Real, and Sergey's in the medium tyre car. So they're sort of really on the heels of Andrew HRT at the moment.
Oh, that's a great little move from HRT. I don't know how he found the space or the room to do that on Lukey. Almost pushed him out of the way and said, thank you very much, I'll take this inside line if you're not going to put your car there. He gets the apex nicely, and Lukey D gives him the racing room. That was a good little bit of contest between them, but yeah, Bambi, he worked for that, and he worked hard for it. He's coming up on Banana Hammock at a rate of knots now. He's got the inside. Lukey D, 3 wide into the first turn. He's battling it out with Banana on the outside. He's gone deep, and he lost the spot. He has to put the trail brakes on and tried to defend from Lukey. He almost lost 2 spots in one turn, and Lukey's not giving up. He's in a bit of a rush with the DRS. They both got it down into the activation zone, and Hammett gets a good exit. So does Lukey D. He's hasn't lost the Alfa Romeo driver just yet. HRT, though, he is ahead of the two in behind of Real and Wasp in that McLaren. They're also having a fight, and you can see Sergeyev on his medium tyres there. He's... He's gone round! Real's gone round! And, he's caught in such an awkward spot. He has to get into reverse gear and everything. We'll have a look at that. I don't know if he got... did he get touched?
He already started to lose the rear end, and then he got a little bit touched, yes. But I think he did it on his own. The initial phase, anyway.
This is Real here coming into the turn. He was very close. No, he did. He just, I think it was too sharp, and Ming gave him a bit of a love tap just to confirm the spin. Say, I saw that happen. I'll take your spot. And
I think that was Warrior.
Warrior, sorry. And we're back with Warrior, and he's right in behind Andrew HRT. The gap 4/10 now, and HRT, he will have to defend from Wasp's DRS. Let's see how this one works out for him down the front straight. And this time he's activated it. He's up to 315, 16 kilometers an hour, coming up into the braking zone of the first turn. He's was on the brakes a little bit early then. I think he's just playing it safe for the time being. But good little bit of action starting to form out there right now as we wait for this first pit window to open up for some of the soft tyre runners. Wasps, he's got ahead though over HRT. He didn't give up. HRT must have had a slow exit because Wasp did that pretty quickly. They must be right next to each other. They are.
Oh, yeah.
He has to back out of it. And yeah, Wasp gets that 8th spot now. And Sergeyev, his next target will be that Renault. And it's... his time to shine and take 9th.
I think we just got to watch Lukey D here because he's the top runner there on the hard tyre. So if he just keeps it all together and keeps his head about it, he's in a prime position right now.
I was about to say the same thing. I was just keeping an eye on him. He hasn't pitted at all yet, like the front 3 runners. He's got no damage, and he's obviously going for a very, very long first stint here, and he's in prime real estate position, in my opinion.
Captain Keno. Here we go. Thrustmax, he's got the lead of the race just momentarily up the front. Kiwi, he got the inside line to fend it. He was in the right place at the right time. But Thrust has put the charge on the Ferrari man. And while some of you were commenting and saying it's time for them to take to the pit lane, who's going to be the first to react here? Kiwi gets that spot back and retains his Grand Prix lead. Thrustmax, he's in a bit of a hurry, but this could be an in-lap for one or two of them. I'm really interested.
Battle for the lead.
I'm really interested to see who reacts first. And does Kiwi go or does Thrustmax go and try and get the extra lap in for Kiwi?
We just got to check the leader deltas to see where the window where they're going to drop in. Now I predict about 24 seconds pit stop, run in, run out time. So if you look there, that's going to put them. Maybe it could be less. Maybe it could be even 22 seconds for this track because it's got a pretty short
it'll be
entry of that.
Somewhere with either in front or behind Lukey D.
So and I think that's Lukey being on that hard tyre. You really want to get ahead of him right now.
Yeah, you do. If Lukey gets ahead of these two when they pit, Lukey's really on for a strong chance of winning this one from here. That looks like that hard strategy might be the way to go for him. That's he's going to be like you said, the one to watch here.
Well, he's got lucky with a few of the medium runners falling by the wayside because I still think that was probably a better strategy. But the way it's all played out now, yes, Lukey's in prime real estate.
Now, these leaders, they've stayed mistake-free. It's unfortunate Strauss isn't a part of them because he was looking quick too. We could have 3 instead of 2.
Max.
You're right.
Down the outside.
There's a little bit of a switch over, but Kiwi will have that inside for the next turn. He just needs to stay a nose ahead, and he does. And Kiwi will sigh a little bit of relief here, but he knows he's got his work cut out for him because that Red Bull driver is not giving up. 13 lap old soft tyres. We're on lap 14. 3 tenths the gap, 2 tenths the gap, coming into the second, into turn 10. Let's see what kind of exit Thrustmax gets here. Kiwi, he got a good exit too. DRS now for the Red Bull, chasing. The gap opens up to 5. That Ferrari, he must have set it up with the same setup Mike and Bots use, because it's still so slippery down the straight line.
I was going to say the same thing. He's definitely got some top end in that Ferrari, because Thrustmax, even with DRS, is not making much of an impression on the straights.
No, he's not. It's that Ferrari, however he set it up, is very quick down these straights, and there's a lot of them here at Bahrain, so that could be the winning edge if Kiwi can keep himself just out of trouble here. Coming around the end of lap 14, they're going to go past the pit entry, and they still continue on, so a few more laps to go for them still. Thrustmax with the DRS again. He's looking for a way through, looking for a gap to manipulate and exploit, but Kiwi, he think he's got his exits covered here. He does, and still once again Thrustmax on the back foot, just can't get ahead. Schnell, he goes for third place against Epic Game into the first turn. He's done that, a beautiful effort side by side with Epic in the racing point, and there was not much he could do. He's now fallen to 4th.
Epic's tyres have definitely dropped off. You know, Thrustmax and Kiwi have been battling, and they've been actually pulling away from Epic, and he's fallen into the clutches of Schnell eventually. So Epic really needs to now pull the trigger, get on some fresh rubber, be it medium or hard, because he is dropping places.
Because here comes Bambi on the mediums behind Epic. He's not too far behind him either now.
He's not indeed. So we go through the order a little bit. As attack, he's just got to defend Andrew HRT here is on those hards. So I think As attack should be able to do that comfortably for the time being. But yeah, the top 4 runners now on the soft tyres at very different stages, because Schnell came in early on and got new soft tyres and fixed his front wing. And we're still waiting for the leaders to pit.
Yeah, I'm wondering when the pit window is going to be for these softs. I'm thinking we're getting very close.
Yeah, I'm wondering who's trying to, you know, comfortably turn this.
Here we go.
Is that Thrustmax going in now?
Alrighty, so Thrustmax, he's gap. Well, he might come out ahead of Lukey D. This is going to be very interesting.
He must have got the call from his engineer that said, do the opposite to the Ferrari.
Lukey's now coming into the last corner in the braking. Apex
coming
corner
too.
now.
Here's Lukey. Oh, I think Thrust might do this.
He might just do it, It's a pretty long pit lane. He's out now, yeah.
Gets back up to racing speed. There is the Red Bull, Lukey D. No, he didn't do it. So Thrustmax is going deep turn 1. Lukey D's going to be there. The chase is on for Lukey, but Thrustmax has done the job for the time being. The question is, can Kiwi get in at just a quick enough lap here to stay ahead? Because I don't know if he's losing or gaining time by staying out.
Well, he needs to cover. He must cover. He must cover Thrustmax. If he doesn't pit now, he will lose ground.
And Thrustmax needs a monster outlap. He outbroke himself coming out of the pits there, but he needs to put the rest of it together if he wants to get out in front of Kiwi, if Kiwi comes in now.
So
that's true.
Thrustmax's gap to leader, 23 seconds. It's going to be touch and go for Kiwi at this moment. It's going to be very, very sketchy. So you're right, he does need to cover now.
Thrustmax keeping it pretty clean on his outlap from that after that turn 1. I think Kiwi's got him covered though. Yeah, I reckon he's got to go in under that 23.
Okay.
Here we go. He's down to pay. He's down to speed. Didn't get any tickets for speeding. Schnell's coming in too, so he's followed the leader. Bambi's gone on. Kiwi's off his marks. Good stop from the Ferrari guys. No problems there at all. Thrustmax is coming down that.
Kiwi's going to do this, I think. They're going to be back to square one, I think.
We're waiting to see. Does Thrustmax see a red car in front of him? There's the exit. Oh, this could be neck and neck between them. Kiwi and Thrustmax, he's done the job. He's jumped him in the pit lane, and we've got a new race leader. Great little move from Thrust. He did what he needed to do, and he put the times in when it mattered the most.
That must have been a great lap by Thrustmax.
Beautiful. Whoa. That is the strategy we're talking about. That is what we're missing in these shorter eSport races.
Well, he put in a very good third sector and in a very decent middle sector. His first sector wasn't great, but it just goes to show you the power of the undercut here at Bahrain.
Because Kiwi looked like he really attacked the pit lane, like he had it locked up for the pit limiter, and he had a perfect pit stop.
And he had a very clean in-lap too.
Yeah,
he did. Lukey D just had a bit of a dirty corner. Oh, Schnell and Lukey. He spun the Haas around. Lukey, he recovered quickly. Scrubbed the tyres big time, though. I don't know if he's going to like that. But, yeah.
He didn't need that, Lukey D, did he?
Oh, he definitely didn't. He was doing so well, but Schnell a little bit on the aggressive side there. There could be some repercussions for that normally. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Lukey can get his own back here and just keep his head focused. But he was lucky too that they collided almost parallel side on, because I don't think anyone got any damage out of that, because Schnell can't afford to go in for another nose wing at this stage.
So I'm just looking at the pit stops there. So Epic Game has come back out on softs, which is quite odd at this point of the game, I think.
So that's obviously a two-stopper, pushing him onto the medium for the last stint. I probably wouldn't have played the game that way to show your hands, because that's now made it a clear intention to anyone around him who's aware of how the two-stopper works. Probably would have been best to go on the medium, and then if you do want to make that second stop, you've got the soft in reserve right at the end. But he's called it.
Definitely did.
Yep.
And everyone's enjoying the strategy up front. It's quite interesting at the moment. We just saw Epic get in front of Lukey D. So Epic on those softer tyres made it an easy meal of the Haas man. Lukey D, I don't know if he's got a bit of oversteer on exit, but he needs to look after his hard tyres now. He scrubbed them big time after he got tagged by Schnell.
Yeah, they might have overheat there, and he's got to try to cool them down.
Yeah, so we'll have to be managing that at the moment. But Kiwi, he hasn't lost thrust max yet. Oh, he's gone wide onto the curb there. The gap actually closed. It was 5 tenths, and now it's 4.6 tenths. And the leader though, Bambi, he's 13 seconds ahead of them on his medium tyres. So Bambi's trying to build a gap on them. Just having a look at the interval. It is growing a little by little, but I don't think enough.
No, I think they're reeling him in now. It was sort of growing there a little bit, but now that Thrustmax and Kiwi have got their tyres up to temp, they're slowly reeling him in.
Yeah, you can see it now dropping. Every corner they tick off their list. On lap 19, it's now dropped to 13.2. It'll be probably under 13 seconds by the end of the lap. So here I've got some tired data. The hard can go for 44 laps. The medium will go to 36 laps, and the soft can actually go to 20. Now, obviously, these are the absolute, like caution, Will Robertson, your tyre might explode laps. But it makes it interesting to see what everyone can do here. There are a couple of guys on the medium that probably could go to the end if they really conserve.
Well, has Bambi, he's got 13 laps on his current mediums. I was wondering, he probably needs to get to around about lap 40 so that he could go to softs. I don't know if he's got 20 laps in those tyres. We'll have to see, watch that gap.
That's right. It all depends on how hard he's driven the car up to this point. If he stayed pretty conservative out there, he takes a little bit of grass there coming down the straight. That is exactly what Ming did, and we all know how that ended. But it just depends on how hard he's driven on these tyres. Right now, he's under no pressure, so he can conserve fuel. He can conserve ERS. We can see his ERS is still, in the 71%, so that's still good. And maybe he's playing the long game here with the thing. I still think that there's no way he can get to the end on these tyres. He will have to go on that soft. That would, if it will stay status quo, he's going to pull out somewhere where Schnell is, isn't he?
Now, as you guys have been just talking about that, Azatak has been defending HRT. Azatak's actually gone into the pit lane this lap. So HRT's released, and he's hard to 19 lap olds. But interesting what you guys are mentioning. But that was for the top 10 spot. Wasp has come into the pit lane. Azatak's in there too, and Jetsy's done the same thing. and the pink Racing Point, and some tyre compound changes coming through. Medium, as attacks go on the hard tyre, so he's good to the end. And that is also a medium tyre for Wasp. So very different calls from everybody out there at the moment. It's interesting how everyone's reading this race.
And let's not forget if another safety car happens at the right time for the right person on the track.
That's a good point too.
Now Sergey's, he's had his head down since that accident after that restart. He's 2 tenths behind Lukey D here, and it looks like he's lining up a slingshot past. So Sergey on a bit of an attack. He might find himself close to the podium if he can continue this consistency up through this race. We're on lap 21 of 57 now, and Sergey, the Russian, the favourite for Toro Rosso right now, he's putting it on Lukey D into the pressure cooker. They've never raced each other, but here we go. Lukey D slices off into the pit lane, and that releases him. He's in the top 6.
That's very interesting because if you have a look, Lukey D and Sergey, they're on the same lap numbers, but Sergey's on the softer tyre.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was a bit early for his type of strategy.
He must have cooked them. He must have cooked those tyres. That's the only explanation. But while we were watching that, Kiwi just put in the fastest lap of the race with a 32.4, I think it was, from memory. So they're still on it up the front there. It's very interesting. The gap to the leader is now 10.5 seconds.
Now things have got quite compact in the top 10 again. Lukey D's fallen to 11th, but Wasp, Banana and Lukey, they're all there, and you can even add Real to that. So there's going to be a 4-way fight now for 8th spot. But Banana is the closest of the 4 to Wasp, and he's inside that rear wing of the McLaren, and hopefully the Alpha driver can do a clean move here. I thought he was going to go for it offline a little.
It looked like it, didn't it?
Oh, that would have been a little bit on edge, that one. That would have caused some arguments, but
definitely ambitious.
Yeah, ambitious is the good word for that. He backed out right, rode the curb big through turn 10, and Wasp just rockets away. And Banana, he'll have to work at that again. He did have DRS to help him, but it's no help when you don't get an exit good. Wasp goes wide. Here we go. And it is. Wasp had to secede that one, and Hemmick up into 9th place. Inside. Oh, Lukey D!
No!
Big accident for Lukey.
Oh, he just did that by himself on the curb, I think.
Yep, and that is called the VSC. Let's go over the replay of that one. So we were watching this overtake form between Wasp and Hemmick, and Lukey D, I think he just got a little bit jealous, bit of envy. He wanted to get in part of the action. See where you can see him. He was very wide offline through there, and there he goes flying. Oh, the car, he tried to correct some oversteer, I think, and there he goes into the wall.
I think it's a combination of a little bit of dirty air, a little bit colder tyres, and a bit of curbing, all aspired to put him into the wall there.
Yes, the dirty air, the aero. So that's our 5th driver now confirmed to DNF here. We've got 16 remaining rather. And at this current moment, Bambi leads the race. His interval to thrust max, 9.1 seconds. So yeah, thrust has really pulled him in the last couple of laps now. The race has gone back to green. We did have a brief VSC period, but Kiwi's dropped off Thrustmax here. And now it's Thrustmax's turn to get around some back markers. He just cuts the corner and he gets around. That was Captain Studwood. I think he's had a disconnect briefly. Hopefully he can get back in and get back up into racing. But yeah, the top 3 at the moment, both Thrustmax and Kiwi, they're at the same stage of their race, but Bambi's on a different level altogether as well. So he's trying to steal the podium away from Schnell Epic at the moment. We're going to have to wait and see if it works out for him.
The strategy is going to be very interesting up the front here between the top 3. So
yep. Bambi's still in this, you know. If he plays his card right, that BC would have worked in his favour more so than a safety car in this situation. It's kept him from using more of that tyre and kept the gap.
Well, look at the gap.
The other two
to Schnell. It's 23, and I think that's just enough to get ahead. Oh, epic. He had his back end out there. He's pushing those soft tyres hard, but he corrects it nicely. Sergey's all on his own at the moment, so he just needs to do his job, and he might be back up and fighting inside the top 5 very shortly. Oh, look, big locker.
He put the commentator's curse on him.
Oh, it happens. It's real. I'm sorry. Big lock up for him. It's easy to do it there too. It's an awkward left-hand corner, sort of banked outside, turning left. It's yeah. Everyone's probably done it that once or twice there before.
Interestingly, now Kiwi's lost a little bit of ground to Thrustmax, and this is, if he can't regain that or stay with Thrustmax, he will become a victim of Bambi. If Bambi switches to the soft tyre later on, he will fall into the clutches.
Banana Hammock, that was a little bit on edges there. He's gone big spin.
Oh, he's kept it out of the wall. Then he tried to drive it into the wall.
He's lighting up the rears, trying to get it back around. He's just struggling a little bit. It's all slippery and painted there. So what's he on? He's on the mediums. That's not going to be good. He would have overheated them doing that. He had time, but yeah, that might have not helped his favour there. So he's going to have to cool those tyres down now.
And he cops a 3-second time penalty for his troubles as well for cutting the track. It must have been his 3rd time he went outside the limits.
Oh, it happens. We just caught the end of it on the replay. But yeah, he was riding that curve all the way around, and Wasp, well, he stayed on the racing line, and yeah, Hammock had no grip on those painted curbs, and off he went. So some of the guys now, it's getting near to where they would normally finish a race in the F1 series. Here comes Azatak though on Hammock. He's going to get the move done in the Williams. Good little overtake for Azza. And he's gone very deep though. And he's disappeared. He's ahead of him. So good work to Azatak on the harder tyres there. So yeah, Banana Hammock overheating the mediums hasn't helped him in that situation at all. But yeah, like I was saying, we're coming up to the stage where for the F1 guys in the 50% championship, we're normally seeing the checkered flag.
That's right.
So they're coming into a stage of racing that they're not used to, like time-wise. So they need to just stay concentrated on the job and don't rush anything, because there's still a whole 50% race to go, so to speak.
Just saw Sergi pulling into the pits, 24 lap hold mediums. He's going on the hard, so he's going. That's going to be his last stop for the race. Nose cone change as well. But if you look there on his icon, the orange, yellow fuel light. You know what that means? That means he's low on fuel.
Oh.
That means he's right on the margin.
Actually, it's yellow now, so he must have gained a bit with the pit entry.
So has he did he have an issue in the F2 running out? I can't remember. I feel like he's done this before.
So, Epic as well. He is on the yellow fuel gauge as well. So if my memory serves me correctly, it's not that when they go red, that means they're in a negative. But when it's yellow, they are right on the cusp.
So he's obviously turned it up, trying to get back some time he lost with that virtual safety car, or the safety car restart that we had early on. And yeah, so right now he's really got to keep an eye on that fuel gauge.
Well, this is what we love about the 100% race. That's the more we do of these events, in the future as well. It's going to teach these guys. It's the long game you got to think about.
Yeah, and that's the thing we were mentioning. Like I said, with the sprint races, they're fun sometimes, but there's no strategy. It's just you put on the quicker tyre and you go do 8 to 10 quali laps in a row if you can.
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, but with a 100% race, there's a lot more to think about. You got the tyres, the fuel, and then when do you do a 2? Do you do a 1 stop? Do you go for a 3 stop? When's the best time to pit? Do you react to the guy in front? Do you go for that extra lap, the undercut or the overcut? That's the things that those races miss, and that's why we wanted to put on the 100% race. So we're seeing all that play out today, and there's a lot of unknowns still to play out.
And I tell you what, guys, I don't know if you're noticing it. The gap is coming down between Bambi and Thrustmax, but it's not big. It's just very slowly coming down. So Bambi's definitely in this.
Yeah, definitely, and it will be questionable too. Obviously, I think the other boys will have to make another pit stop on a set of mediums, and what Bambi's going to have to do now is make that call. I think he's going to have to go on another set of mediums and try and stretch them out too, because 21 laps, he could probably go to 30 on those mediums, but that would be really, warning Mr. Will Robertson tyre explosion.
Yeah, well, if he wants to go on the soft, he's going to have to stretch it out to like lap 40.
That's right. But I think, he started on the medium, didn't he? He was our medium runner that we were commenting.
Down the bottom,
yeah. And he's already pitted, so he probably needs to go on the hard or the soft because of the compound rule change.
That's a very good point, actually.
And Trent's with us in the chat in Facebook. Welcome along, Trent. Bambi. The gap now between him and Thrustmax 7.6. But out there at the moment, everybody, what we're waiting for now is for the strategies to all collapse back in together. This is that part of the race where everyone's... It doesn't look like they're going to come back, but you watch. Once we get people pitting in, end of their tyre life running out, and the faster tyres coming to life or whatever, it's going to be a very different story. So, yeah, stick around because the conclusion... And like I said, we could even see a safety car. We saw one in Melbourne. Very different racetrack, but we could see one.
That's right, and especially in this now, we're just about to click over the halfway mark now as we're on lap 28. So halfway through this lap, we are halfway through this Grand Prix. And now the fatigue becomes a factor because, as you said before, Josh, most of these drivers...
that Warrior going off the track there, flipped it out of the wall. Sorry, Zen.
Yeah, the fatigue factor for most of these drivers, and I'm not talking physical as per se mental fatigue. The concentration level has to be at its highest in this last phase of the Grand Prix, and most of these guys don't have that 100% experience.
No, they don't. So that's it's a bit of an equaliser there for the guys that are new, because our veterans, so to speak, they don't do it on a week-to-week basis.
That's what makes this so interesting, because as we were saying before, it's not... You need to pace yourself. You need to manage your car, which is, overused term in Formula One, but it's true. You need to manage your car for the whole 100% and your own pace and yourself.
That's right.
It's the total package.
Now I'm wondering...
And right now, I don't know who I'm picking, Thrustmax, Bambi, or... Kiwi's slightly falling off here.
Yeah. I think Kiwi is... Sergey, I think... He just went left, right. I don't know if he was struggling with the car, the traction or something.
Epic's out.
Oh, no.
Same place where Lukey D on the entry, Sector 3.
We've got a full safety car too. Oh, this is interesting. We're going to close it right up. Surely Bambi's got to just come in and chuck the hards on.
Bambi's just starting Sector 2 now, so he's right behind. He probably could.
He's just got to come in and chuck the hards on.
Yeah, I think so.
The only play he's got right now, I think.
So what did Epic do? Did anyone see what he did?
It looked very... He ended up on the outside of the same turn that Lukey D. I think that's the...
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah. And but he ended up on the outside, so he could have bounced off the inside wall. Usually you get smacked on the inside as you lose it. On the outside curb, it throws you on the inside wall, but on the radar it showed his car was on the outside, so I don't know how he ended up, but I've got no doubt that curb played its part.
Well, it's Bambi at the front. He'll be the one picked up by the safety car. Should he take this opportunity to slice off and get the pit lane, or is it too
100%.
soon?
Yeah, I think this is now. He's got a big window. He'll slot in third spot. So why not? Fresher tyres. The question is here, as we were saying, he was on mediums twice.
He's got to go the hards.
He's got to go the hards, doesn't he?
Well, he's gone in. So a few of the guys in front of him too. Let's see what he does.
Thrustmax do the same? Keep an eye on him too, guys. Is he going to continue
Yes, he
going
is.
around? He's coming in as well. Okay, so it's race on.
Hards for Bambi.
Kiwi went in too.
Mediums for Thrustmax.
Yeah, well, he's already used his softs, and mediums will make it to the end from here. So, okay.
And mediums for Crazy as well.
So Bambi, he needed to do the compound change. That's why he's on the hards. But yeah, you'd think Thrustmax and Kiwi are on the better tyre for that.
They are, but look at it. We're at 27 laps. You know, Bambi can make this work if he plays his card smart, you know.
And that has condensed the field again. We were talking about it. I promise I didn't flick a switch and make that happen. But there is a safety car on track, and Bambi, Thrustmax, and Crazy Kiwi all went into the pit lane. Bambi needed to take the hard because he needed a tyre that would get there, and he needed a different compound. So he's done that. But new mediums for both Thrustmax and Kiwi.
Oh, Swatter disqualified for ignoring yellow flag.
Oh my God.
I did see a Williams go around the pace car. Oh no.
Yeah, I did see that too. I was wondering what he was doing.
I thought it was no, Captain Underwood's in a Toro Rosso. But yes, I did see a pace car. He's still on track, circulating.
He's still showing up. Was it just a glitch? Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't see that message on my screen, so...
Yeah, it came up on the bottom. I saw it come up on the bottom of mine.
Maybe he got waved past the safety car.
Well, he should have, because he was definitely a lap down to the leader.
Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully he's that's not the case, because he's still racing.
Well, we started with 20. Right now we've got 14, and that's the other thing that 100% races bring to you. And with full damage, it is a race of attrition as well. We keep talking about it. You don't necessarily have to be the quickest guy on track to win a race like this. You just got to be one of the smartest and just keep your pace constant.
That's right, yeah. And as we've many times said before, was, you know, 100% Grand Prix, it's a moving game of chess.
Exactly.
And Raikkonen is a god. He's he's been godlike. He's chucked in €10, and he's chucked us a little bit of a flying emoji. So thank you very much there. We were talking last night about France and its food, so hopefully you're enjoying some good French cuisine. But it's the afternoon here in Australia. We're 4:45, and we're getting to the end of this Bahrain Grand Prix. 100% race distance under the safety car. We're waiting for it to go back to racing, and it's anyone's game at the moment. Bambi, Thrustmax, or Kiwi, definitely the top favourites though. Like you said, Bambi can do it from here. He just needs to play his cards right and be consistent.
He's just on the slower tyre. It's really played against him.
It has, but you know...
But he's got track position.
That's right, he's got track position. He needs to use it. He needs to get a good drive out of that last corner and make sure he gets a good drive out of the hairpin in the second sector. And then, you know, pray to God that they don't get a run on him with the DRS. I guess inevitably they're going to get around him, but the longer he can hold them at the back there and get them to use their tyres... That's the key. That's the key. And then when they do... Oh, we've seen one of the... That was Schnell. He just ran off the track into the wall. Damage.
No, he's still going, mate. You must be seeing lag.
Something lagged.
Was it another... Yeah, I just saw big damage into the wall there.
No.
Wow. But definitely once they do get past him, then he needs to stick with them. You know, he needs to stay in that DRS zone and let them fight each other while he bids his time. And I think that those last 3 laps will be his key window to attack.
Well, we're
Captain Kino, you're asking for a replay there. Unfortunately, that is one of this game. It's not easy. You can't just go and pick a moment to replay unless it was on the stream at the time. Josh can use his tools to replay it that way.
Yeah. So I can give you a replay of the moment Zen almost thought Schnell went off. That's when we went to him.
It was Banana. It was Banana Hammock. He's going into the pits to get repaired. So it was an Alpha. There you go.
Oh, so it wasn't Schnell. It was Banana.
It wasn't Schnell. It was Banana. But
look, he's putting a new wing on.
Wow. He must have slipped over a banana.
Yeah, those banana peels are slippery. Oh no!
Oh, who's that?
What is going on? These guys are just... Maybe the tyres are cooling on them and they're just not used to it.
Oh, what have you done, Fly Swatter? This is his very first ever 100% race.
Oh, Sergeyev had a collision with AB Saints as well. What are they doing out there at the moment, boys? This is...
Oh, no.
Where's Sergeyev? He's up in 7th, so I don't know how that worked out.
You got the big well done, Zen, from Captain Kino for spotting the Alpha going into the wall.
Eagle eye. But all I can say there with the two Williams coming together, everyone's trying to keep temp in their tyres, and contrary to popular belief, wiggling side to side won't actually increase your tyre temps. It'll maintain them, but it won't increase. The best way to increase tyre temps is actually through your brakes to get heat into the rim, heat into the character of the tyre. So a good technique is to either drag your brake or to accelerate and then brake hard. Now, it could have very well been with the damage that we're looking at the front end of Swatter that he was trying to do that, and he miscalculated his braking marker to his own teammate.
Yeah, you guys are saying they're losing focus. They are losing focus out there, so they need to just
hold it together.
Yeah, they need to. We want to get this race started. We've got the field back together. There go the lights out on the safety car. So here we go. We're going to see a race restart with Bambi up the front, Thrust Max in second. It's Kiwi in third. Don't know why Sergey's falling down. He's down there in 7th. Then it's Real, Andrew and Sergey, Jetty, Az and Swatter. I think Swatter's got damage as well, so they might pop in. But look at them. They're all ready to pounce on this one. But Bambi, he's not ready to go just yet. Down the back order, they're getting really antsy. They're almost 3 wide before the turn in.
Look at Thrust. He's eager.
Here they go.
Here we go. Bambi got it on the exit, and Thrust was ready for it. So was Kiwi.
Make a move.
Here we go. Schnell. Thrust Max. He might even get him into the first turn. Easily does it, and he's ahead. I don't know if Kiwi will. He might have to stay behind Bambi here. And they squeeze into the first turn. Real's ahead. Sergey's back up in 7th, and they've got some back markers there to deal with. So they've got to get around that. They do. Nicely done. Jetsy's part of it. He's in behind Jetsy. And Azatak, he's close. Coming into the braking zone, no. Not close enough to do anything with it. And that's a back marker. That's AB Saints in the Ferrari getting out of the way. So he's not in any trouble. He's just getting blue flagged. Oh, HRT and Sergeyev now. The distance, 4/10 in between them. Sergeyev gets really tight and close. Locks up. I know that's lagging a little bit. Oh, and I don't know what's going on with HRT.
That's netcode.
Yeah, there's big netcode going on at the moment, unfortunately. You think he's done it? Sergey's done it. HRT doesn't know what's going on. Jetsy's just staying off the back. He doesn't want to get involved in case he picks up some damage. HRT's pushed forward ahead, but those two were going at it.
Sergey spun.
He did.
But that was netcode. That was pure netcode, and there's nothing that could have been done there.
It happens. I mean, it happens on the real F1 V8 supercars the other night with the iRacing event. So it happens. This is the thing about esports that unfortunately is going to happen.
Yeah,
That's
unless
right.
we're all in the same room on a LAN.
So now the top 3 have now broken away a little bit from Bambi, and Thrustmax has just got his little gap there to Crazy Kiwi, keeping him out of DRS. But Schnell now is in prime position to have a crack at the Ferrari. Bambi, unfortunately for him, is always going to be a hard mission to hold those soft or the medium tyre cars behind him. Being on hards, his tyres would have not come up to temp. Probably still not yet even.
Ooh, Jetsy's getting close to an overtake on HRT. And thank you, Ferox, for hosting us there. And to your fans and viewers on Twitch, he's trying to squeeze up the inside, trying to look on the outside. Can't find the room to do it. He stays back in 7th place. HRT, he'll be squinting, he'll be looking in those mirrors and squinting, looking, and hopefully seeing Jetsy a little bit further back. They touch back wheels, and HRT had to fight the car as the weight shifted. but he corrected it nicely. He's run deep now. Jetsy, he gets on the brakes early. He might be able to stay tight to the corner. He didn't. The Renault got a really good exit, and Jetsy has to work at it again. Azatak was watching it all happen down in 8th place, and he's now caught them. The distance, 3/10 in between both of them. Jetsy 3/10 from HRT. So both of them got an overtake locked on. They just need to pounce at the right moment. Azatak on the outside. He might get the up and under here if you get the power down. Jetsy gets a good run. HRT gets a good run. It's now the battle between all three of them. And the Renault, he's got the biggest task of all. He's got to stop two of them from taking his spot. Azatak, he went deep. I think he just avoided running into the back of Jetsy there. That was
he just outbraked himself.
Yeah.
Bit of aero wash as well under the brakes, and he just hooked it to the left to avoid hitting Jetsy there.
He did the right thing, and he stays in this race. So does Jetsy. And Jetsy gets back on the power, but the back end, those soft tyres didn't grip the like he was expecting, and he got a little bit of wheel spin, and HRT is flying further and further up the road. Azatak now has the flying Russian in behind him. Well, we thought he did. That must be one of the back markers, Banana Hammock, a lap down on Azza. So some guys right now at the moment, they're battling for position, and while they do that, guys in front start to open up the gap. Thrustmax, though, leads this one after the restart. And Kiwi did get ahead, and Bambi's fallen to 4th after all of that. Jetsy does get ahead, and here comes HRT. Very, very squeezy moment. He somehow cut the corner. He found room, and he got DRS as well because he was behind Jetsy at the detection zone, ahead of him at the activation zone. But he didn't really use it effectively because Jetsy's right back on his tail, and Azatak's with him. This is a good little battle, 4-way fight now. And they just need to keep it clean. And remember, the aero wash might get them unstuck through that section. We've seen some drivers pay victim to that today, but they all get through this lap on 36. Jetsy's gone for a move. Side by side with HRT. And a good one. Jetsy gets it done. And he's worked hard for that.
Who's going to get the DRS? Jetsy gets it anyway. He must have been within the detection zone after he made the move. So that'll help him, because otherwise, Andrew could have got him on the second bite down the main straight.
As in Andrew, they all come together. Andrew around the long way, he does get it done. Azatak did have the DRS. He'll have it again. HRT has it to defend. And still, he didn't quite catch him close enough. He's got his ERS settings to 2. And HRT has it on 5. So look at that. He's run out of energy. Azatak, if he just turns it up a couple of notches, he'll get him down this back straight here easily.
Yeah, HRT should be a sitting duck now. He's got no ERS to use whatsoever.
So he just needs to stay close now. Get that. He needs to be within DRS. 5. There's the detection line. So 5/10 there. And here we go. Get on the power. 3/10. He's got it up to 3. HRT still staying ahead. And not enough straight to do it then. But yeah, HRT, he gets the wobbles and the wiggle, and here comes Azatak in the Williams around the outside. Beautiful overtake, riding the curb, bounces up and down. He doesn't mind though. His floor was made to take that sort of brutal damage, and he's done it. That's Andrew HRT.
I think Sergeyev's going to have a go too. No, he's not. Andrew's really struggling with that Renault there. It's not really under him.
It's not. Yeah, but I'm just looking at the hard-tired cars and looking at Bambi. He's now making slight inroads to the top guys in the top 3, and Sergey's looking like he's making those hard tyres work now.
There you go, Sergey there. He went down the inside of HRT. Did he pull it off yet?
He got a great little move done. So yeah, HRT's really falling off now with those tyres. I'm not sure what he's not really managing his ERS. That's sort of
that's his biggest problem right now. He's struggling to get that drive out of the corners, and then that's leaving him absolutely vulnerable in the braking zone after the straight.
So yeah, he's just struggling. It is something you've got to learn to do, to manage the ERS. You got to race, defend, and flick a setting up and down in this game. So it does take a bit of practice, especially if you're not used to it.
Let's have a look at their lap times as they go past the line. Thrustmax is coming to the last corner now. Let's just have a look at the lap times from each of the 3-4 cars as they cross the line.
Sergey.
32.
So what's going on at the front?
Yeah, they're all in the 32s. They're all in the. Bambi just did a high 32, and the others were in the mid to low 32s. So they're floating around the same times, within about half a second delta of each other.
Well, if Bambi can, sorry, excuse me, if Bambi can stay where he is right now, just still in touch, I think there's going to come a crossover point where those mediums are going to start to drop off, and then Bambi's tyres will come into their own more.
Well, he's definitely conserving. He's got 81% ERS relative to Schnell, who's got 67, but the front two are in the 40s. So, Bambi might be onto something here. He has to play his cards right. He can't attack too soon, but it's not a bad idea to maybe pressure a little bit Schnell and get him to use up even more of his DRS or ERS and his tyres.
Well, we've got, 19 laps to go, so yeah, it's going to start getting heated up now, because the top 4, what have we got? 2, 4, total of about 7 seconds between the top 4.
Yeah, I'm going to check again their lap times again as they go past to just see what their overall pace is as they start to spread out now. Thrustmax has probably put a really good lap on this lap, looks like. As he crosses the line, 32.2. Crazy Kiwi 32.6, and Schnell 33 flat, Bambi 33 flat as well.
Okay.
Oh, HRT goes wide there, and HRT gets himself in a spin, down in 9th place, gets it turned around, but he's lost a lot of time from that. That's easy to do there too, unfortunately. And that's one of the back markers there. So Andrew HRT still inside the top 10, but yeah, lost a lot of time. Fastest lap at the moment still Thrustmax with a 1317. So and Kiwi's not far off with a 1318. So they're pretty well matched, those two at the moment.
Yeah, Captain Keno, when Zen went through the stats earlier with the tyres, you can do up to 37 laps on the mediums, but that will be stretching them to the max.
Yeah, I mean, your actual performance delta will drop off so massively, it would be not recommended.
So now Sergey's only done 1 stop this race, while everyone ahead of him's done 3 or 2. So it's an interesting decision from Sergey there. He's 7 tenths behind Azatec now.
Yeah, he's on the hard tyre. He's got plenty of life left in that tyre of 14 laps, so he can, The thing is that I think that the medium runners would be in a situation now where if they want to make it to the end, they got to go into some kind of conservation mode. Whereas Bambi, on the other hand, he doesn't need to. He can now really open it up if he wants to.
Now, Zen, you've got a Raikkonen is a god likes your analysis out there, so maybe we'll start calling you the Ted Kravitz of us.
Oh, what's Sergey done there?
I think it was just a bit of neck code. It looked a bit odd. He locked up, but he got it caught. Snell's close to Kiwi here, so the top 3. Very interesting. Welcome, Brittany Crosby, to the team. Subscribed. And good old Chewy from Ricardo back in the Red Bull days. Schnell.
Look at Schnell here and Kiwi.
It is. It's a good little battle.
Now,
Kiwi's definitely had an
opportunity too.
They're both on tyres, same sort of distance.
Kiwi's definitely had a moment. Definitely had a moment somewhere.
4 tenths the gap. DRS there for Schnell in the Alpha. He's filling up the mirrors of Kiwi.
This could just play into Bambi's hands. These two will keep themselves busy.
It'll play into Thrustmax's hands. He'll build that gap even bigger.
And that way as well, correct.
You got to be careful through that corner where Schnell was. Right in the curb like that. It's easy to do by yourself, let alone with some aero wash. So you just got to take into account the reduced aero performance through there, especially when you're following so close. Raikkonen is a god. There comes your donation on the screen finally. or the €10 you chucked in before. So the beast mode. Thanks, man, for that. Here goes Schnell. Gets close. And a little bit deep from Kiwi. He'll have that inside line, the favourable line. And he'll win out for this time round. But Schnell will have DRS again. Where does Kiwi plant the car? He's trying to make it wide. Here goes the Alfa Romeo. He's been pushed onto the outside of the curbing. Almost outside track limits here. He's done that off track. Surely I'll have to give that spot back.
Yeah, he's definitely... Oh, he's gone wide again, is he? Yes, he's yielding.
All right, here comes Bambi.
Yeah, he had to.
Here comes Bambi.
Oh, no, little touch there.
They're fighting it out. Still, from this helicopter shot, we can see just how close Schnell is to Kiwi. And on the right-hand side, the overtake. There it was. Proof
well,
off
these two ain't,
track.
These two ain't going to die wondering, are they? They're going for it.
They definitely...
I tell you, Bambi's licking his lips looking at this.
Oh, good little move up the inside. And Schnell had a superior traction to do that. Just hugged the corner. And look at him go. He's just got all the confidence in the world at the moment. Kiwi needs to use the slippery surface of this Ferrari to catch him. Vika Kotevsky. Thank you for following. Sorry, I couldn't say the name fluently. But welcome to the team. Plenty more racing action here on Demo 1. This is the F101 and Demo 1 100% race.
He's got no ERS. And bam. Oh, he's gone
to the pits. He's gone to the pits. Wow. Did he have damage? I couldn't tell.
No, I didn't see any damage on his car.
Yes, and plate damage on the...
Oh.
Yeah, so in that touch. Yeah, that touch with Schnell. Well, I'll tell you now, upper management at Ferrari are not going to be happy with how that Alfa Romeo muscled its way past its parent company.
It's really, it's hurt Kiwi's chances now. He's on the soft tyre, but we're coming to the closing stages of this one. Bambi on that hard tyre. Will his hards be in its optimal window coming towards the end of this one?
Yes, definitely.
Needs to be close to Schnell though. Jay Hookshot followed on Twitch. Good to have you guys along for the ride today. Thank you to everyone that has hit like, put in the donations, the beast mode with the super chats or the Streamlab donations. Thank you very much, guys, for your support. And don't forget, if you like what we're doing, we'll do more. And if you are a PC user, don't forget to join the F101 Discord. Links below in Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You're more than welcome to join. Fill in your details. You'll unlock the server and get talking. And we'll find a league for you. But here today, we're going to finish this 100% virtual Grand Prix. The one you all deserved. Because the official F1, they didn't do it right. So we're doing it right.
Look at what that battling did to the leader there. He's 10 seconds ahead now. He's checked out. Russ Max.
Checked out. But Bambi's aware of this. He knows he needs to make his move now. He needs to really go. He's in the zone. He's done a purple sector in sector 3 there. Bambi did. And there he makes his move.
And his tyres are on now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, his tyres are on, and I think that the edge has gone from the medium tyre. Not saying that the medium tyre is now crap, but it doesn't have the edge anymore.
That's exactly what I was saying. The crossover point. Let's see what he can do with this gap now. It's 9.7 seconds right now.
He's done another purple first sector.
Oh, he's going to dive. Big dive.
Wow.
Oh, he fits this Alpha there neatly.
Doesn't want to let him go, does he?
No. And Kiwi did make a move on Sergey, so Kiwi's up into the top 5. He's got a long way to go, though, to catch Azatak. Well, after that, 25 seconds. But yeah, this is the battle we're watching for third place. And they need to keep it clean, because if someone has to get a new nose, they'll be back in with Kiwi.
And that little tussle there cost him a second to thrust max.
Yeah, Thrustmax is gone. He's disappeared. I don't think they'll be seeing him again today, unless he gets into some trouble somewhere. But I don't want that to happen.
Bambi must have been just caught a bit, asleep. Oh, he's come very close under brakes, but he must have got a bit asleep in that in sector 2 there, and just probably didn't think that Schnell was going to even attempt that, and just got snucked on. He really now needs to take this. Yeah, he's going to take him. Yes, he needs to clear him, and he needs to go. Yeah, he can't do it.
No, not this time round. The Alpha did the right thing. Cover that inside line. It's usually the better line to defend into turn 1. And at the moment, Bambi's just off his quarter panel. He's going to be on the outside line. And again, he might try and get the up and under here, but Schnell's all over it. And he sniffed that move and he snuffed it. And coming into the second sector, inside to turn 10, Schnell, he's got a nice little gap here. He needs to retain that through the exit into the DRS zone. Bambi, he's still going to get DRS coming up to the detection line. Into the braking. Very hard left-hander here. This is where Schnell needs to get on the power quickly. And he does. The gap opened up again to 7/10. DRS opens up for Bambi in the Renault, but you can just see it's a futile effort for Bambi, so he just needs to keep hacking away at this gap and get a lot closer.
Schnell looks faster in that second sector by a lot, you know.
Oh, he's gone!
He dropped it on his own!
Oh no, Schnell, it all got too much.
He overcooked it.
Oh, well, there you go, dude. He was just pushing that little bit too much, and the tyres, you know, probably didn't like it.
That's what I'm thinking. The thermal deck got him.
Yeah, the thermal deck, yeah.
Let's have a look. We're on board with Bambi, and we've seen so many people do it here. If you ask too much of those tyres in the aero, the car just lets go. There it is. Off he goes. Bambi watched it happen in slow motion, and for Schnell, well, it was competition over.
Well, it was definitely, and I think I was about to say, and I'm still convinced of it, that Schnell has more wing than Bambi, which was giving him great speed through that second sector, but he really stretched a gap, and I think he just pushed it, like Oz said, got a bit of thermal deg, and that is that corner that's taken out Lukey D, it's taken out Epic, and it's finally caught someone else, and you know the tyres probably said, nah, mate. I'm not doing this one.
It's such an unsuspecting corner too, because it's such a fast right-hander.
It is, and it's got a slightly blind apex, and if anything, I think it is a little bit off camber as well.
Yeah, a little.
And as we know, the surface here at Bahrain doesn't have a lot of grip to begin with, because in the middle of the desert.
Oh, we got a big crash!
That was Saints and...
Jesse
No,
out.
it was Hammock and Jetsy. They're both out. They must have...
I just saw that in the background. I wasn't, unfortunately, on them. We will watch the background, guys.
Safety car.
So watch the background. We were, unfortunately, with this game, I can't pick the cars that crash, but we did catch it just off camera. Keep a look in the background, because we saw just the end of everything that happened. There it was. It done a big accident, and I tried to capture it, but they DNF. So Jetsy and Hammock out of this one. Wow, that was a weird spot to do too.
Thrustmax pitting.
I was going to say, do the leaders come in?
Yes, they're all coming in.
Yep, we're going to have a sprint race to the end. 10-lap sprint race.
I'm keeping an eye on Kiwi. He technically is on 3-lap old tyres, no damage.
No, stay out, Kiwi.
He needs to stay out.
He's got now.
Schnell, 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane.
Oh.
Kiwi won't gain. He'll gain, but he won't gain a position. He probably will gain on Schnell here. I don't know if he can get out. It'll be close.
Oh, Kiwi's come
Very
in.
close.
Oh, what did Kiwi come in?
Kiwi came in.
Yeah.
Oh, that was AB Saints in the other Ferrari that I saw.
I don't know why Kiwi came in.
Yeah.
He didn't really. He would have probably got track position on Schnell too.
Definitely would have.
Because AB Saints, the one you thought he was behind him. So, yeah.
There you go.
Kiwi would have got him. But
yeah, you just say the same thing. Go on.
Perfect. Doesn't matter. Safety car. They're all going to be bunched up again. All on the quicker tie to the sprint race to the finish. This is exactly what happened in Melbourne, and it's happened here again today. You could not script this in the race.
All right, well, maybe there's some method to Kiwi's madness. He wanted to get on even footing. He had 3-lap old tyres, and let's face it, he probably did push him pretty hard in those 2 laps. So he's probably thinking, I want to be on the same playing field as the boys that I'm going to be racing against. But in doing so, he's got Warrior Wasp between him and Schnell. Now, Warrior is on 14-lap old medium, so he's not going to really be a threat to Kiwi initially. But Kiwi want to clear him straight away on the restart, and he wants to be with those top 3, and then it's, hey, roll the dice.
Well, I'm looking on track. Who we got?
Thank you, and
is that
on?
That's what's confusing me. I thought that was Kiwi behind.
Yeah, I
Bambi.
know, and that's right, and that's what unfortunately the back markers are going to play a big part to this for Kiwi as well, because he has Warrior Wasp, who's legitimately 4th place, but by my count he's got 2 or 3 cars ahead of him that are back markers, and we've got a red Wasp is pulling off. He's Warrior Wasp is pitting for tyres, so that's sort of given Crazy Kiwi a bit of a rest. Oh, they're letting. Oh, they were changing positions there. Severe collision with Bambi. Penalty for Schnell. Wow, Schnell.
Oh, he just got the penalty in the pit lane for speeding. Now he's got a penalty collision.
I will check the penalties actually now while we have this opportunity.
I'm doing the same thing. So Schnell, incidents for Schnell, corner cutting, collision with Bambi, got a warning. And
Thrustmax is on a 5-second penalty.
Kiwi
that he
warning,
got on lap 29.
Warning. 5-second time penalty for Schnell. 5 seconds for Captain Studwood. Another 5 second for Schnell for a severe collision. So he's on a 10-second penalty at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Both Bambi and Thrustmax also have 1 5-second penalty each.
Okay, so it's level playing field there.
Kiwi is clean. Kiwi is clean.
So he just needs to stay in touch, basically.
Kiwi is clean.
Right. Just looking at some of these guys, AB Saints, he's gone through 7 sets of tyres. Fly Swatter, 6 sets of tyres.
Yes,
Oof.
yes. There's the stops on your screen. 3, 3, 4. Biggest stops, Swatter 5, and Saints with 7 stops. It has been just one of those races, hasn't it?
Well, Pirelli are definitely getting their money's worth out of these tyres.
Well, they've been saving so many tyres with all these cancelled races, you know. There's plenty to go around, don't worry.
That's right.
So position changes since the start. Everyone's up except Studwood. He's down 6 spots. But Thrust up 1, Bambi up 1, Schnell up 4, Kiwi. That's where he qualified. So, but the big standouts, Sergeyev and Real, 14 and 11 respectively gained. So they should be pretty pleased with how today's run for them. They need to get to the end though.
Well, Sergey's put himself into this little battle now, hasn't he?
Yes.
You know, this is now going to be really tantalising. Obviously, Real on those medium, it's not going to be an intention. He'll probably be in danger of getting absolutely swamped by Azure Flies.
Oh, he will get swamped, yes.
Yeah, you know, so this is going to be an 8-lap sprint race by the look of it.
That's what I said. Captain Keno, just if you're not already, just make sure you jump into our FNL1 Discord, and for the next one, we'll get the sign up. I think what's the next one going to be? China. We'll do the 100% China race.
COVID free, of course.
Yep, COVID free.
Oh, don't say that word. On YouTube, they block the videos.
Oh. You'll have to cut that out. So just sign up there, Captain Keno, when you see the form go out. We haven't set a date or anything as yet, but there will be one.
There will be. We will be doing it. Unfortunately, we can't do Vietnam, but we're going to look into that, so stay tuned. But both PC, PS4 players, even Xbox. If we get enough Xbox, why not? But we definitely got PC and PS4 players in the driver lineups available. So make sure you join. Discord link down below the video in the description, or on Twitch as well. On Mixer though, unfortunately not. I'll post it in the chat now though.
Yeah, guys, the community is only growing and getting stronger as each day goes. So just jump in if you're interested in this sort of stuff. If you're interested in esports, all types of racing, you're all welcome.
All right, lights out on the safety car. We are going to go. It's going to be, what is that, 7 laps?
No, we'll get 8 laps.
We'll get 8 laps. We'll get 8 clean laps.
Josh
they might not be
Watson's
clean, who knows?
Bambi and Jetsy. So we got Bambi there in second, Thrust leading the field. Schnell, he's got penalties, and Kiwi will want to try leapfrog them at this restart. Here we go, and I'm waiting for
Schnell got a good run there.
He did, didn't he? Thrustmax gets swamped.
Look
the
at
three
Kiwi.
behind him, though, they're all there with him. Into the braking zone. He doesn't know where to put the Red Bull. Bambi goes around. Kiwi's in there. Schnell gets a little bit of a clang with the Ferrari, and it's Thrustmax still leading. Bambi's up into second, and Kiwi, he's leapfrogged who he needed to. He tries to go around the outside of them. He found no room on the dirty part of the track. He gets inside of Bambi, and he squeezed it into the second place.
Ferrari's flying.
And Sergeyev, well, let's go Russia, because he's almost amongst them too. But Thrustmax, wow, what a restart from him.
He done very well there, and he sort of like kept the middle line while the other two had to go either really, really wide, tight, and it worked out fantastic for Thrustmax.
Oh, Bambi outbroke himself there a little bit.
Now the drivers all collapsed back up together. We've got a nice little sprint race to the end of this one, but yeah, Thrustmax getting away early, 1 second lead already, and you can see Kiwi giving chase. This is where everyone gets unstuck. Will they get unstuck on cold tyres? The top 5 get through. The bottom 5, they all get through too. Andrew HRT, Studwood and Saints down the back end. Fantastic restart. Schnell might come under the fire now from Bambi, and he's looking for a way through. Schnell does have some penalties to serve, so he needs to clear Bambi if he wants to finish in third, though. Here we go with the DRS. He's got it activated. Slingshot activated for him. In he comes. On the brakes hard.
Don't forget the critical point here that when we were going through the penalties, Kiwi is the one that does not have a penalty here.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. So he's in prime position now. He just needs to float in and around this sort of like not get under pressure from Schnell. So he needs to exactly what he's doing now. He's holding station, making sure that no one's in a DRS zone of him. And really, Schnell's got Bambi all over him. So Schnell's under the pump.
And Sergey.
Fly spotter now on real.
Unfortunately, Sergey doesn't look like he's just as quick as the guys ahead of him. Yeah, real. He's slowing down the two Williams, it seems. So 6th place is under the pump to maintain his spot. He's on the mediums too, so surely he's going to lose that spot sooner or later. Swatter, oh, that was a very adventurous move on the dirt, on the inside, jumping the curb. And almost coming together. That wouldn't have been a pretty sight, but he stayed away from him this time round, a little bit wide. And his teammate Azatak might get the pump on. Warrior Wasp watching everything happen.
Squatter's had enough of this Bahrain track. He's just making his own one up as he goes around it.
It does seem like that. But Wasp wants to consolidate the position he's in. He's
Kiwi, fastest lap.
He's going to get DRS. Schnell's back behind Bambi. Into the first turn, though, for these three guys. And you can see Swatter and Azatak side by side. They switch positions. And, yeah, Wasp wasn't quite close enough. HRT also a little bit too far away to do anything about it. The gap at the front, only 9/10. So Kiwi still has some pace to give. And Bambi, he doesn't really need to fight Schnell because of those penalties. But whether or not he will want to see him in front is a different story.
He's already got him.
Egos at play. Yeah, but Schnell's not giving up.
No, Schnell does not give up.
It doesn't matter so what I'm saying is if Schnell does get in front of Bambi, he's still third.
That's it. As it stands at the moment, Thrustmax 5 seconds, Kiwi 0, Bambi 5 seconds, Schnell on 10 seconds.
You have to remember, guys, that these drivers themselves, they won't know these penalty situations unless they were clever enough to check it during the safety car themselves if they had that announced to be able to do that quickly.
And not surprisingly, Real drops to 7th as Swatter flies on past him, and his teammate Azatak will be wanting to do the same because we've only got a few laps to go. We're on lap 51 of 57, and this race is coming to the crunch time. It's time to get those overtakes done and get them done cleanly.
Kiwi wants to make a move. Thrustmax blocks him into turn 1. They stay status quo. Kiwi's that type of driver that you were just saying there. He is aware of who's got what pens. I raced with him many a times, and he's always on it, so he probably knows. But he's really going for the win here, the outright win.
Yeah, it's we're all racers, and you want to be in front of the car ahead of you. It doesn't matter penalties or not, you still want to get ahead of them.
And everybody wants to win for Ferrari.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and I think he's borrowing that car off, is it Mike or Bot?
Oh, one of the, who is that? That's Schnell.
That was Schnell.
Oh, no.
Just saw Schnell parked. So
He just did no damage.
I mean, we saw Hawks. I keep bringing it up, but I saw Hawks do the same thing at Bahrain in Season 5. Oh, Azatak and Real, I think they had it coming together out of turn 10. Azatak, though, he slices past him. 7th place for him. Wasp, sort of left out of all the action. He's getting a little bit envious of everything happening ahead of him. He just needs to pick up the pace slightly, and he can take 7th place, I think, off Real here at the moment, because those medium tyres, the wrong tyre to be on at this current time in the race. Everyone around them on some very quick softs.
Fly Squad is now going to set up Sergey going into the last corner now. DRS down the main straight, and I think he might get him.
He's quick. Swatter's got it turned all the way to 4. And he's playing with the steering wheel there a little bit. He's catching him up. 4/10 the gap. Sergeyev doesn't look phased by it this time round. And Swanner will stay status quo. And he's got another lap to work on it. Real as well. He's really...
of everyone's tyres, to know exactly how hard they've been pushing and who has and who hasn't.
Here we go. Warrior. Oh, that almost looked a little bit deep. Very late on the brakes indeed, but Real, I don't know how he got it covered. And in we go. Oh, he's getting really close to the back end of that Haas now. It's getting dangerously close to front wing damage. And all his hard work will be undone. Oh, did he get a tap?
Oh, Warrior.
Yes, he did.
That's a back marker too.
Yeah.
So...
a classic case of compression of the field, you know. Warrior braked in reaction to what was happening ahead, and then it Constantina'd, and he got that love tap there.
Oh, and Schnell gets ahead of him just for good luck anyway. But yeah, Warrior unfortunately was unfairly pushed out of that battle by a back marker. Here comes Kiwi. Oh, Swatter's really close to Sergeyev here. He might actually get him before the end of the lap. Sergeyev covers him off. Need a good exit out of this one. Oh, Swatter again making his own circuit. The track's not there, Swatter. Inside those white lines. He's in the draft. He's picking it up. He darts back to the inside. Sergeyev doesn't react. He tries to cover him off, but it was too quick. The Williams ahead. And you don't see that very often, but you saw it here first.
That's
it. Williams will be out of her chair.
Swatter definitely relieved, I think, you know, with Sergey. You know, he's probably got a bit of net code, bit of glitching, and he's probably wanted to make as clean a move on Serge as he could, and that's why he was probably going, oh, we've got a retirement. Schnell and Real out.
They must have come together.
Schnell, I think, is just hasn't been able to maintain
safety car again.
Oh, this could finish under safety car.
This could finish under safety car now, yes.
Oh my God. I'm trying to work out where that actually happened. Oh, it's on they were tussling in the second DRS zone. In the middle of the second DRS zone, so they must have touched. Oh my God.
Oh, Schnell, he just gets a little bit, he's been a little bit aggressive today. He's caused a few moments amongst the field. And there we go. That's what we were talking about earlier with paying the consequences. Unfortunately, it meant Real doesn't get to finish this race, but Schnell doesn't even get to finish this race that he's worked so hard for today.
That's right, and he was in podium contention. Technically, he was even fighting for the win there only moments ago.
It's such a shame too, because we're having such a good. There was a good gunfight about to begin for the top 3. Safety car though brings that to an end.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Are we going to get one lap, or it's just going to be... I think it's going to be a safety car finish here.
Unfortunately, I'm thinking that. Unless Captain Studwood and Saints the field can compress quick enough.
Well, It happens in real life. It happens in esports, guys. We don't script it. This is just the way it happens.
I know we did get a safety car about 11 laps ago that was making it quite exciting, but there's also the reverse of that, where the safety car can really end all the fun.
Yeah, well, just look at these things now. We've got half the field as being DNF'd. So anyone who... Yeah, I mean, let's take Fly Swatter, for example, who was coming dead last on lap 10. Had he have decided to just, let's call it, get bored and quit, and yet here he is in 4th place.
Perfect example.
Perfect example of don't give up until the fat lady sings, and she can only sing when the checkered flag is dropped.
That's what we always said. You just got to finish.
You're not wrong, Keno. Keno's saying Saints playing it safe and he'll get a point. Because he might be behind everyone, but he's going to finish in the top 10 now.
He's going to finish in the top 10, exactly right. And no one's going to obviously pit, I don't think. No one wants to lose their position, and with only one lap probably. I'm just looking at, I think we will get...
Oh, the light's off. The light's off.
So, the field compressed, and we are going to get a couple of laps here.
This is going to be very interesting.
2 laps! This is going to be brutal. This is going to be borderline public lobby.
Yeah, this is not going to... I hope it's clean, but this could get very, very messy indeed. So get your Kleenex, get your Windex. You might need to clean your monitor after watching this. Here we go. Sergey, can he jump up outside the top 5? Will Bambi get in and win? Can Thrustmax maintain the lead? We get the restart going, and it's a good restart for everybody. Kiwi was definitely on top of that one. He's almost up beside the quarter panel of Thrustmax into the first turn. Bambi's inside his back wing in the gearbox. Sergeyev also. And the top 3, they're starting to get away. You can see that extra pace that they got is so effective. Here comes the Ferrari, though. Banana Hammock's out, but it's still Kiwi and Thrustmax at the front. He might go for the up and under. Thrustmax, though, still ahead. And Kiwi, he needs to work away around, exploit something, find a gap, go for it. There's only a lap to go. We're on the penultimate lap. And they're all running out of time. But a good restart nonetheless.
Definitely good restart. Everyone's really holding station. I think no one wanted to risk, throwing it all away quite yet.
No, not yet. The top 3, they're all fighting for that top spot. And then Swatter back to Sergey Vazatak and Wasp. That might collapse back up before the end of this one. The gap between Thrustmax and Kiwi's 4/10, so he should get DRS, but Thrustmax has got some super confidence here today. That is mean that he's led pretty much most of these laps. A little bit wide from Kiwi. That's going to let Bambi catch up slightly, and he does. He cuts back across into the slipstream of the Ferrari ahead. Wasp is ahead of Azatak, so the Williams are now split by 2. Sergeyev and Wasp in the middle of that one. Back up the front, though. The gap's grown slightly. Thrust has really got the pace on. Bambi's getting close to the back of that Ferrari. And we're on to the final lap of this one.
Oh,
that's going to be interesting.
Anyone going to have a do-or-die move here?
Azza went wide there in that second last corner, which gave Warrior the opening, made it nice and easy for him. So now I'm looking at it's really the top 3 of that broken away. Swatter's now out of that critical DRS zone, so it's one of these 3.
It definitely is. Azatak's close to Wasp, because that's the battle for 6th and 7th at the moment. Back up the front, you can see Bambi still within 5/10 of Kiwi, but yeah, Thrustmax is really putting the pressure on, putting the power down, and he's got everything turned up to 11, and he's managed to maintain that gap nicely. But yeah, this is it, the last lap, the last chance. A little bit of a backslide from Bambi. That's not what he needed. Here we go, Thrustmax. He's been worked so hard today. He's had many barriers chucked up ahead of him with the safety cars there at the end. He's had to maintain the lead and try to trick everyone, but these restarts have been awesome, and so is everyone else behind them. But Thrustmax, at the end of the day, he's done the best work. He's been the most consistent, and he's going to be the fastest. Here we go, though. 6/10. He's got the gap done, and surely he's done enough work today as we have the final run to the checkered flag. And it's going to be Thrustmax from Kiwi. Bambi get the podium. Swatter gets ahead of Sergey who gets to top 5. And things will change. Swass goes to 5th, and HRT, he's the last to go across and get the checkered flag with AB Saints.
Kiwi must have got a penalty as well.
He got it, yeah, he must have got a penalty right in that last 2 laps somewhere. I'm just checking now on the race
Well
director.
done, Thrustmax. Great drive, Kiwi. Great drive, Bambi. Even Sergev right from the bottom there.
Yeah, some of our F1 veterans have been shown up today by some relative unknowns. So, well done to everyone that got to the end.
Well, we all know how excited Thrustmax got when he got his pole position in the F2s on Thursday, so I would hear how excited he is now of winning.
I'd love to be hearing him right now, yes.
Yeah, you know. Should get him on we've got to get him up on the interviews, I think.
We'll try, but before everyone darts away, here's your podium today. A great run from Thrustmax. And a full international grid for a 100% race. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will get the next one going, so keep an eye out. Make sure you're in the FNL1 Discord if you want to race, because that's the first place we ask, and you usually get priority entry. And then after that, we'll chuck it to the worldwide public. But wow, hope you've enjoyed that. I know you guys did. I did there too. I was a little bit bummed about the safety car, but we still got 2 sprint races, laps to the end.
It was great racing.
And the strategy too. I was very, very pleased with the way that one worked out. But there it is, your final positions, guys. Thrustmax, Kiwi, and Bambi, your top 3. And again, everybody that joined today, thank you very much. But a lot of DNFs from 11th down. It's just been one of those. But yeah, we will do another one at China. Probably there's the next round, I'd say.
Yeah, China will be next. We just don't have a date. We'll get back to you guys with the date, and we'll get the sign-up form out there. And as always, first in, best dressed. So if you want to race in the next one, when you see the form, fill it out.
That's right. And again, thanks to everyone that has hit the like, shared, followed us, new subscribers, and to Reich and Izagod as well for chucking in the €10. Thank you very much for your support, guys. It means we're doing something right, and we'll continue to do it and bring more of this sim racing and esports action to you. Now I don't know, did we get any of them in the chat room? Probably not. No, doesn't matter. But yeah, just like to say thanks to you, Aussie, for helping me organise this one, and also to Zen for guys jumping in and making this an exciting race to commentate.
As always, mate, it's a team effort. We do it all. We win as one and we lose as one.
That's it. Well, I think what's our next esport event? We got F2
next week. Oh yeah, sorry.
F2 Thursday, F1 Friday, and then Sunday is the start of the ACC GT Pro Series. Is that, I believe, what it's the title?
That's what it's called. Yeah, the Pro League that starts next Sunday night, round 1. So we got F2 Thursday, F1 Friday, and ACC Sunday.
And yeah, it's there's a lot going on, so stay tuned. The best place to stay in the loop with everything is on FNO1esports.com, that website in the top right, or demo1garage.com. There's a lot more than just videos. I've got articles about sim racing, reports from professional racers, so you can stay up to date with all that. Catch me on Twitter at Demo1G or Instagram at Demo1Garage. But that about ends it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this Grand Prix, guys, and thanks for joining. But until the next one, have a great Easter, keep safe, wash your hands, and we'll see you in the next race.
Thank you, Josh, and thank you everyone for watching. See you next time.
Good night.
Yep, it's been a pleasure. See you guys.